What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday. How's it going, everybody? We're back. We're here. I have to figure out some audio balance and stuff where I can turn it up for myself. Like, I want to hear this music louder, damn it. How's everybody doing? Hey, Sarah. What's up, Becky? Hey, Becky. What's up, Maltz? What's up, Pipe? How's everybody doing? Hold on. It's up loud. Sheesh, I wish it was louder. Oh well. Yeah, we're good. How's everybody doing? You probably could tell that this is a little bit bigger. I'm going through some not technical difficulties with stuff that I'm having. It's just like that didn't go in my mouth at all. I have like 2K and 4K equipment now that I don't have the capabilities to stream. So it's like I can't. So I have like this big humongous monitor that when looped through my system that I've conjured up doesn't like it makes it 1080p. So yeah. It sucks. It sucks, but that's my problem. Another warning. All right, Pipe, no problem. I'm low energy. I had a good day today. Finally home. I'm tired. My arm hurts. But I'm good. So, don't mind me. Dang, I need to update the description. The song that's playing now was done by frequenter of the stream, friend Enryu. Enryu did this and posted it yesterday, if not Saturday, right? Yesterday, if not Saturday. Oh, really? Oh gosh. What's up, Gabriel? How's it going? So, Enryu did an amazing job on the song that's playing. Like an absolute amazing song. Amazing job. When it finishes, I'm gonna run it back and let it play again, and then I'm just gonna let the playlist go. But that's right. Last week we ended off with what's his name? Not Hansung, the dude he's fighting. He looks like Lord Boros. It's not Haracha, is it? Is it Haracha that he's fighting? I feel like that's wrong, but I don't know. I think it could be Haracha. Doing fine. Been playing Enderal. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Oh, so it is Haracha. Cool. And we ended with Hansung kind of being incapacitated, being blitzed. He got speed blitzed by Haracha. I'm sorry. I'm like all out of it right now. I'm trying to compose myself so I can read properly. Running the song back so I can read properly. Oh no, I hate random. No, random has screwed me. I want to listen to the song again. Random has screwed me. There we go. All right. What's up, Salam? How are you? All right. Let me collect myself. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. This is a wonky start. And get into this. We got warnings for the chapters again. Hearing it's going to be a good chapter. Deep breath. Let's go. Warning. This episode contains depictions of violence that may be upsetting for some readers. Okay. All right, it's a long one. I see now. All right. According to what I was told, you were supposedly a very rare genius, even among the 10 great families. I always mix that up. I guess that was just a bunch of rumors. Hansung's about to go crazy. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. All right, still Gakja Doseng. Still Gakja Doseng. Before joining Yasracha's army, Horacha didn't belong to the Lopobia family or the felines. Really? He belonged to a minority known as the Rashangs. Huh. I have to burp. Hey Henry, what's up? Hey, I was giving you your praises for the song. Thank you again, by the way. Alright. Hey, I'm back and I'm a ranker now. You're back. Congratulations. The Rashangs have their own particular mark on their face. Oh my gosh. Perhaps because of that mark, most people viewed them with fear and suspicion. Conversely, some collectors also hunted them because they liked the mark. They had to get stronger to defend themselves and hid somewhere more isolated. Then one day, the felines invaded their remote village. Sounds like Avatar. That would have to be terrifying. The felines began slaughtering the Rashangs with their overwhelming military superiority. Caught off guard by the surprise attack, the Rashangs were either killed or taken prisoner. And this piece of trash is just sitting up here. Horacha, the leader of the Rashangs, and one of their few rankers tried his best. It should be their best if you're going to mention the other one. What? Horacha, leader of the Rashangs, and one of I'm stupid. Never mind. Horacha, the leader of the Rashangs and one of their few rankers, tried his best to fight off the felines, but he wasn't strong enough to fight them by himself. But Yasracha had been keeping an eye on him, and right at a critical moment, Yasracha stopped the battle, approached him, and made him an offer. Hey, Pipe. He said that he would stop the battle, stop killing the Rashangs, and let them run away if Horacha became a feline. Not the creepy cat again. At first, Horacha refused, saying it was a ridiculous offer, but Yasracha told him to look behind him. Behind Horacha were the remaining Rashangs. They trembled with fear as they looked at Horacha. Horacha couldn't forsake them. Ultimately, Horacha accepted the feline's power from Yasracha and became one of them. Then he joined Yasracha's army and vowed to fight for them. So shouldn't there be some... Well, let me keep reading. Let me not go on these long soliloquies, and there's still more. In the army, Horacha used his outstanding talents and feline power to great effect. He achieved victory wherever he went. He sometimes felt guilty about killing other races in a similar situation to his own, but he had a reason to fight. I think this is interesting that Horacha mainly has been comedic relief, right? Mainly been well, not comedic relief. He's just been the more outspoken one and the more loud one. So for him to have this backstory, interesting. Makes me wonder if he's gonna die now. With each fight, Horacha's status increased, and he amassed wealth and honor that most people couldn't even dream of. But Horacha used all that wealth to rebuild the village of the Rashangs who ran away from Yasracha. Horacha's huge investment helped to rebuild their village and enabled them to prosper. Advanced rankers in the army were unbelievably wealthy. This man supported an entire ecosystem, essentially. Should I actually use ecosystem for like people? I would say economy. Let's say that. As a result, whenever the Roshangs needed something, they started asking Horacha for it. At first, their requests were few and far between. But as Horacha granted their request, everyone began asking him for more and more. They didn't train themselves or work as hard as they used to. They were no longer a persecuted but proud race. They out there having orgies and stuff. The Roshang village became filled with pleasure-seeking, lazy people. Whenever they needed something, they made no effort to acquire it themselves. They always turned to Horacha and asked him for it. As time went on, Horacha began to feel burdened by the Roshangs. He had to fight more battles in order to satisfy their countless demands. And as a result, he became used to being with the felines and his troops in battle. Without even realizing it, Horacha gradually became more and more feline. When he finally noticed this, his body and mind had already passed the point of no return. Horacha tried to avoid turning into a feline, but he had to keep fighting battles, and over time there was no way of stopping the transformation. Eventually he began eating, behaving, and sleeping like a feline. The less frequently he saw the Roshangs, the more he distanced himself from them. And a long while later, an incident occurred. When Horacha began reducing contact with the Roshangs, some Roshangs felt that Horacha had betrayed them and worried that he had sided with the felines. Ultimately, the corrupt Roshang leaders gathered and held a meeting. A nerve. And one of the leaders made a rash proposal. He suggested that they tell Yasracha that Horacha betrayed the felines and had been helping the Roshangs, and asked him to get rid of Horacha in exchange for accepting the Roshang leaders as felines. Surprisingly, this absurd proposal was supported by the majority of the leaders, and the Roshangs ended up sending a representative to Yasracha. The representative revealed that Horacha had been deceiving the felines and helping the Roshangs the entire time, and asked him to accept them as felines. I'm going to get through this. Hold on. Yasracha had no reason to accept such a proposal, of course. That long tongue of yours reeks of lies. In response to the Roshang's offer, Yasracha cut out his tongue right then and there. Having heard about the incident, Horacha quickly rushed over to Yasracha, but it was already over. Yasracha told the flustered Horacha that he already knew about everything from the start, but turned a blind eye to it on purpose. He said that if Horacha didn't completely sever his ties with the Roshangs, Horacha himself might be in danger. Given a choice between saving himself or his race, in order to prove to Yasracha that he was a loyal feline, Horacha vowed to kill all the Roshangs himself. So another Sasuke backstory. But he was lying. That night, Horacha and a few trustworthy subordinates took some of the hostages from their previous battles, dressed them in Roshang clothes, and drew the distinctive Roshang marks on their faces and slaughtered them all. That night, the land in front of the Roshang village was covered with blood, and Horacha sent Yasracha a picture of the bloody scene, buying himself some time. Okay? At the same time, he evacuated all of the Roshangs in his hometown to another place, and he and some of his most loyal subordinates snuck away from the feline army. Then they rejoined the Roshangs, loaded them in the floating carrier they had prepared in case something like this happened, and quickly left the area. In the floating carrier, Horacha hoped that he could forget everything that happened with the felines and make a fresh start. He thought that if they could settle somewhere new, he and the Rashangs would go back to their old selves, but he was wrong. This is longer than I thought it was going to be. This is so much longer than I thought it was going to be. There's been like twice where I thought the backstory was over and it just keeps going. No problem, Max. How you doing? Happy Monday. Tower of Betrayal, let's go. He basically catfished Sriracha. Oh my gosh. I'll stop right now. I hate doing this. I hate this. I hate just reading. It sucks so much. It sucks so much. Just reading, not reading the chat, not interacting, not talking about what I'm reading. It's like, but it's like if I stop and try to like expound on what I think is gonna happen, like literally all the things that I'm just like, all right, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. It's literally answered as I keep reading. That shit is boring. I don't like it. I'll power through it. I'll power through it. But it's so boring just to read. I like to interact. I'm sorry. I'm gonna power through and then I'm gonna talk about this. All right. He thought that if they could settle somewhere new, he and the Rashangs would go back to their old selves, but he was wrong. This is where the problems began. A few of Horacha's loyal feline subordinates were on board the carrier. Over time, the relationship between them and the Rashangs began to deteriorate. Goodness. The Rashangs didn't want to be led by them since they were felines, and they demanded that the felines give up all their special privileges. But there was nothing they could do about it. They needed the feline warriors both in battle and for maintaining the floating carrier. Besides, these dedicated subordinates had risked their own lives to go with Horacha. But the Rashangs, who were the majority on the carrier, strongly opposed them. And in the end, Horacha had to tell his feline subordinates to give up some of their wealth and power. Even after that, the Rashangs continued to take away the feline status and wealth bit by bit, just like they did to Horacha. The felines became more and more unhappy, and the whole system began to shake at its foundation. Horacha couldn't shake the feeling that something bad was going to happen. Everything he had been trying to avoid was now happening here all at once. The floating carrier was meant to be a way of getting away from everything and making a fresh start. But it soon began to feel so heavy that it might sink at any moment. His uneasy premonition became reality much sooner than he thought. The felines, who had continuously given away everything they had, finally couldn't take it anymore and rebelled, and some of the Rashangs were killed. The Rashangs used this as an excuse to demand that the felines be completely kicked out of the ship. The felines apologized, but the Rashangs refused to forgive them. In fact, maybe the death of their fellow Rashangs wasn't actually that important to them. Horacha knew the real reason why the Rashangs were so angry. It was because the felines had more than them. At some point, the Rashangs could no longer stand it. If anyone had been a little bit more than them, they developed a habit of demanding. Let me reread that section. At some point, the Rashangs could no longer stand it if anyone had even a little bit more than them. They had developed a habit of demanding equality, but they made no effort to make things truly equal. Sounds like, never mind. Because Horacha had simply granted all of their impossible demands until then. The felines eventually became tired of this and left the carrier, and Horacha couldn't stop them. Without them, there was no one to manage or operate such a massive carrier. But he couldn't ask them to stay there any longer when he had given up everything to follow him. I wonder if we've seen any of these people. There we go. But the Rashangs unaware of the implications of their departure, held a feast to celebrate. They thought that they would finally have the status and wealth that the felines had enjoyed. Why would they? Of course, not a single one of them knew how to operate the enormous floating carrier or how to fight their enemies. A cold sweat ran down Haracha's back. Ultimately, the floating carrier will sink. Even after landing the carrier, the Rashangs will fail to acknowledge reality and will go extinct after they had finally taken everything from Haracha. Of course, the old Haracha might not have minded going down with his own people like that. He would have avoided using his feline power even if it killed him. Defending his race would have been his most rational goal. He would have joined them in their madness without hesitation, but not now. The visuals in this whole flashback is absolutely incredible. I haven't been saying enough about it, I've just been reading. Over time, he began seeing his people, the Rashangs, more objectively. He found himself standing somewhere between the Rashangs and the felines, like he was caught between two poles of a magnet. Maybe he was the one who had changed, not the Rashangs. And maybe it was his own fault that the Rashangs had ended up like this. Yes, Racha was right. Goodness. If he doesn't choose one of them, either the felines or the Rashangs, this hell will never end. In the end, he would have to abandon one of them. Man, let them people go. And in that moment, Haracha made up his mind. They're gonna die anyways. He extended his long claws, the symbol of the felines. And in order to cut all ties between himself and the Rashangs, he turned his back on them. I don't agree with that sentence. The transition between this to the blood and then just the blood. That evening, the Rashangs' floating carrier turned red like a sunset proclaiming the day's end. Haracha then abandoned the floating carrier and returned to Yasracha's army. He would now be a feline forever. The only thing from the Rashangs that he had left was the scar on his face. Okay. Okay. All right. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Where did I leave? I left off right there. You can do it, no problem. Don't worry. I got a lot to talk about. You could actually send some random chat messages and have Pipe remove them as if we were spoiling, so he would ignore. Titanic sinks. Oh gosh, I swear these people are dumb. This being that was from Battle Arena Toshinden X. I want to say it was Ringo's theme. If it wasn't Ringo's, it was Duke from the very first Battle Arena Toshinden. Working for free. It's a really good backstory. It's a really good backstory. I think a backstory like this, in my honest opinion, it's a perfect way. It's a perfect way to show, because there's something that I'm not gonna say I've come to a realization, but it's something that I'm taking note of. It's a backstory like this that shows, like, this is a perfect, spit it out. This is the perfect backstory to show why all these side characters aren't the main character, right? Why Haracha isn't a leader. Like, essentially he tried to be a leader and he didn't do a good job at it. Like, he made so many, I will say mistakes. He made a bunch of mistakes. He was a very, not ignorant, what's the word I'm looking for? He was a very, not innocent. What word am I looking for? He's very, oh gosh, what word am I looking for? what word am I looking for? Naive. Thank you. Thank you. He's very naive. This whole backstory is just, it just sounds like a very young, naive individual that tried to do what he thought was right, but did not do it right at all. It's like, yes. Like all of this, like joining Yasracha's army, doing like fighting, providing for his people. All of these things are like really good things that I personally think that he should have done. But when you get to this point right here, right? When you get to this point where I would assume being a part of Yasracha's army nets you a lot of money, right? Like I would assume it's a lot of money, to the point that he literally rebuilt their entire village even better than what it ever had been, right? It was better than it ever had been. And it was to the point that Haracha, he did this and he created an entire race of individuals. He recreated them. And like essentially he recreated them into an entire race of individuals, and he enabled all of them. Like he became like a deity to them. And then in their own greed, they turned their back on him because they think he's not special. Anyone could do it. So it's he's very naive, and they're just very like, they're disgusting, but they're products of the environment that he created. So yeah, like yes, they are their own individual 100%. But he fostered that. Right? He absolutely fostered that. It's very interesting. It also does put in perspective what Salam just said about why he was like talking to Han Sung like that, like wanting just to help people, because he literally, like that's a sour point in his entire life. Like he helped his own people and it just turned wrong. Like it just turned completely wrong. But yeah, it's a backstory like this where, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's a backstory like this that just shows why certain individuals aren't the ones that are in charge. It's a really good backstory. I really enjoyed this a lot. Really good backstory. I'm glad CU does this kind of backstory similar to the opponents. Yes. Gives depth and makes us see the fights at an ideological level instead of a superficial one. Absolutely. I bet all of Yasracha's subordinates were kind of toyed with like this to get them in his pocket. I don't even think this was necessarily to get Haracha in his pocket. Like initially, initially it just started off as like, I want to get more into Yasracha and how he feels about his subordinates, like how he actually feels about them. Does he like how all of them attain their rank and how they all have some sort of reverence to him? I wonder if that's like if that feeling's reciprocated, or if any of the feelings from the subordinates are fake. Like I wonder if that's the case. Like it's clear that he does, but we don't know if that extends to everyone. Like we don't know if that extends to everyone. Like actually, like it's kind of like Caliban. It's like, does Caliban really care about his men? Before we got this huge backstory on how he felt about them, I would say I don't think so, because just how Caliban's personality was. But then when you actually get how he feels in the moments leading up to the flagship blowing up, it's like, oh no, damn, he really did care about them. Like he really did like love all of these people. So I wonder if it's something like that with Yasracha, where it's just like he likes to mess with everyone. Yes, 100% he likes to mess with everyone. But does he have some sort of connection to all of them outside of the feline connection that he forces upon them? Is there then, after that acceptance of that power, is there a bond that he creates with them, that he has with them, that they may not know about? Like, it's, so I wonder if that's the case. And also, I don't think this whole situation with Haracha is, it overarching, it is Yasracha's fault, because Yasracha invaded them. Yasracha invaded them and attacked them and brought Haracha under, like, he offered a deal to Haracha. So overarching, without losing sight of everything, it is Yasracha's fault why any of this happened, because they were peaceful and they were fine all by themselves where they were living without nobody invading them. They were perfectly fine. We didn't get any information that they weren't happy. They just were living. But upon Yasracha invading, all that stuff happening, Haracha then joining under Yasracha, I don't think at that point, I don't think there was any more toying from Yasracha unless he tells us otherwise. I truly do think this is just like a, yes, I've done all these things to you, but now we need to I'm just moving forward with you. You need to learn how to make these decisions. Like in the tower, there's usually, like, if you're with Jihad's army and you work with these people, there's usually only one thing there's only one way things work. And it's like they all have their own ways they work, but overall they all work for this one big push, I guess, if I had to say that. And it's just one of these things where Yasracha's just on, like, the outside looking in, like, hey dude, you, like, this isn't gonna work. Like Yasracha told him what he needed to do. It's like you can leave me and you can go with them, yeah, but you're gonna die, or you just need to do what you need to do with them and come on, because anything else besides those two options aren't gonna work. And we saw the outcome. Haracha tried two to three different ways with his people to try to create a different outcome, and it didn't work. And it's just like, it's at that point when you go through all that stuff, and like Hallie said in the flashback, where something just echoes in the back of your head, like, hey yo, he is right, I gotta do what I gotta do. I appreciated this backstory a lot. I really did. It was really good. All right, let's continue. All right. Watch out. Watch out behind you. What? I wonder if Haracha's gonna die. We got all this backstory. We got half a chapter worth of backstory. I wonder if he's making it out this chapter. What's that? What's that? The acid is gathering in one spot. Really, Ansun? This isn't good. What the heck? They showed us a gathering, but really, that's nuts. Look at him. I was gonna say it, never mind. That bastard. How the heck did he concentrate the acid in one spot like that? With that much acid, he could have actually hurted me. I feel sorry for guys Caliphate end up battling. Imagine you hear that you can earn your freedom if you stall this enemy, and you see the rabid beast. What's wrong? I thought you were a division commander in Jihad's army. Look at that white eye. Are you afraid of a little attack? I was gonna say acid. I was jumping the gun. Are you afraid of a little attack like that? Or can you not defend yourself against acid because you're too small and light? What did you just say? I thought maybe I couldn't block your attacks because you're so fast, but I was wrong. Ooh, tell us, let us know. You can instantly reduce your body's size and weight to almost zero. Really? That's how you dodge my attacks. Now I need to go back and see if there's any visual clues. Huh. That's how you dodge my attacks. And you look so much faster because you got smaller, isn't that right? I knew there are people who can compress themselves, but I never met someone who can make themselves as small as you. I'm surprised. What the hell are you talking about? What? What do you mean, what is he talking about? Is that not what he's... Okay, let me continue. Look at that. That's fire. Like, it's not actually fire. It's kind of like water. Never mind. Never mind. This looks incredible. This looks incredible. Oh, he got hit. I knew it. Something didn't make sense. If I was hit with a direct attack from a high ranker, it should have killed me instantly. Yet I'm still standing. I didn't notice it before because you were so quick, and there was so much light everywhere. Speak. But when you compress yourself, your attack power and defenses also get weaker, don't they? One of the tower's rules is that all abnormal abilities come with risk. Maybe you can't control Shinsu. Maybe you can't control Shinsu then. Ha! You seem to have figured it out, but there's nothing you can do. You can't attack me or defend against my attacks anyway. Even if you attack me with acid just like now, I can just avoid it. Oh, like just now. Forgive me. I can just avoid it. It may take some time, but you're going to die. Why would you confirm? Like, why would you confirm? Exactly. That's a clean panel of Hansun. That's a clean panel. Anyone know how many chapters 86 has? I have no idea. It's a light novel. It's not a manga, right? Maltz, Maltz made a funny. Maltz made a funny. Yes, that is fire. That looks like water, but it's actually Shinsu, yeah. You missed the backstory for Haracha. We're about halfway done with the chapter. Maltz made a funny. All right. I like this panel. I like this panel so much that I'm breaking my rule. I like this panel so much that I'm breaking my rule. And also in this panel, never mind. How long has this been playing? Oh, it's almost over. Breaking my rule. I'm saving this panel because I like it that much. Oops. I did a mess up. There we go. There we go. Maybe. Maybe. It's possible. I don't know. All right. Let's continue. You can't attack me or defend against my attacks anyway. Even if you attack me with acid just like now. Like just now. Goodness. I can just avoid it. It may take some time, but you're going to die. Wrong. You were doomed from the moment that I figured it out. Because now I'm going to gather all the acid in this place over there. Okay. That's a cool shot. Over there? What are you up to? That Shinsu has the unique ability to pull anything towards it. Like a Shinsu black hole? Like a Shinsu black hole? a Shinsu black hole? Anything? It's called a black hole. Thank you for subbing, Thomas Minnow. It's called a black hole. I had to think. I'm sorry, it was processing. And just like a black hole, it sucks in everything around it. Pause. Its only downsides are that there are a lot of restrictions in terms of how its power and how big I can make it. Huh? Its only downsides are that there are a lot of restrictions in terms of its power and how big I can make it. I'm stupid. And I can't stop it once it's been activated. Okay. Its only downsides are that there are a lot of restrictions in terms of its power and how big I can make it. And I can't stop it once it's been activated. Come to think of it, it's kind of like your beastification. But even with a little area like that, it's more than big enough to gather all the acid in this place and cover you with it. Don't go. I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. That's why I put myself back in check. I'm not taking it any crazy. Brace yourself. You're going to get sucked into it soon, boss. You're much lighter than the acid right now. Okay. That's such a terrible fate. Damn it. Why don't you stop compressing yourself? How about that? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. That's terrible. Damn it. I have to get out of beast mode, but the acid just keeps coming. Pause. It looks like he's planning on gathering all the acid in this place. But according to the rules of the game, the acid in the cat tower has a high enough concentration to hurt even a high ranker. If he keeps surrounding me with acid like this, I won't last long. How the hell can you control Shinsu like that? I'm a man of many secrets. Stop messing around. If you gather all the acid in this place here, you'll get yourself killed too, you idiot. This is suicide. You'll die first. You'll die first, and then I'll find some way to get out of here. Right? Suicide? What do you mean? I have a way out. The mouse! He's got a mouse! What's that? The mouse, but how? You didn't think I actually killed the mouse, did you? Why would I do that? I pretended to shoot the mouse with a Shinsu cannon, but I really captured it in the Shinsu bubble. I made it as sturdy as possible, but I was afraid it might melt soon because of the acid. But thankfully you fell into my trap sooner than I expected. You son of USOB. You were messing with me this whole time. Of course. I've always been a con artist. I love that we get this one bubble right there. I love that. You called me a hypocrite, right? You were right. But I'm not a hypocrite because I pretend to be nice. I just really want to tear down this world that Jihad has created. I wasn't helping the weak. I wanted to encourage those who dislike Jihad to draw their swords and fight him. I never taken pity on people who are weak or have no will to fight like you said. Nor have I ever helped anyone unconditionally. I help those who may be useful to me, but I'm more than willing to abandon or turn my back on those who are of no use to me. You know nothing about me, about who I am, why I want to defeat Jihad, or where it all began, or even where it all began. What do you mean, where it all began? Why are you speaking as if you know what? Never mind. Like, what do you mean? Or even where it all began. All right, boy. You got some information in that brain. You need to tell me. Because I need to know. You bastard. Who are you? I guess you could say I'm the only person who wants to destroy the leaders of the 10 great families for turning his back on morality and choosing lawlessness. What are you talking about? Well, so long. All right. Guess you could say. That's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Damn. 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 Yeah, we knew he had a lot of info. We knew that. That little jerk. Damn it, he really got me good. Give it to me. Pause. We want your body. We don't have a body. Give it to us, your body. Is he seeing this in his brain? Is this what he's seeing in his brain? He's melting. That's gross. He's starting to melt. I think he's seeing this just like as he's dying. Give it to us, your body, your arms, your legs. You guys again? Aren't you tired of this? We want it. How much more do you want from me until you'll be satisfied? Oh, that's a crazy panel. Give it to us. Oh, wow. Damn it. I'm so sick of you people. If you really want everything, if you really want everything I have, why don't you take this disgusting tattoo first? All right, bet. I had to make a joke. That's terrible. All right, bet. And they said no. We already had. Wow. Wow. Damn. No, we already have one of those. Wow. Holy crap. Ho ho ho. Whoo. Wow. Damn. All right, let's end of round. He bodied them. Participant bomb won the battle within the time limit. He bodied them. All right, we back. I didn't think he'd be able to beat their leader in 10 minutes. Maybe I underestimated him. He's definitely stronger than our anchor. Is that true? Well, I guess. I don't know. Participant bomb may continue moving on to the next turn. Well, duh, he's stronger than a ranker. Look at me trying to downplay my boy when I was screaming to the heavens before the break that bomb was the C rank king. That he bodies rankers now. Look at me. Blasphemy. Speaking blasphemies. Participant bomb may continue moving on to the next turn. I won, but I don't feel good about it. They were just fighting for their own freedom. Why would Yasracha make us fight like this? You may now leave the battlefield. Okay. Body bag. Get a bunch of them. What is that? Oh, that's the what's his face. Forgive me. Don't show any weakness. My master is waiting. I've come this far, no matter what sacrifices I have to make. He's got to get all the way over there. I won't give up till the very end. Oh gosh. The special fight's probably gonna be super tough. I'm surprised the regular managed to clear all the monsters in one turn, but there are still many monsters and obstacles ahead. I wonder how long the regular will last, and if he chooses the jumping route to end the game sooner, he might be shooting himself in the foot. Because if he goes that route, he'll have to face a monster that even Lord Yasracha gave up trying to control. Seriously? Come on. Bring it. Bring it. When we body bag this monster, then you're gonna have to put some respect on us. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name once we take the special route and we body bag this monster. Let's do it. Oh, we came back? Oh my gosh. Lord Haracha. Lord Haracha. We came back to this? Why don't you just stop now? We're worried you might hurt yourself. You're always fighting in battles for our sake. Yeah, we have plenty now. We don't want to see you wear yourself out working for the felines anymore. What do you mean? There are a lot of races in the tower much stronger and wealthier than us, not just the felines. We Rashangs need way more money and power if we're going to be independent. I'm going to keep doing whatever I can to make the Rashangs stronger. You should want more for yourselves. Let me know if there's anything you need. If you want money or food or anything at all, I'll fight to get it for you. Oh, you shot yourself in the foot. Pun intended. I'm going to make our race so wealthy and powerful that no one will ever look down on us again. Even if it takes centuries or a millennia. I'll give everything I have to the Rashangs. You can have it all. Oh, so that's just desserts. And then it broke. Wow. He damn sure brought that upon himself. Wow. I didn't expect that. I totally didn't expect that. How they painted it, it made it feel like it made it feel as if, like, granted, in my opinion, the Rashangs are wrong for the way that they acted and treated Haracha, but they did what he asked them to. So it's kind of a toughie. He literally, like, he said, if you need anything, I don't care what it is, ask. Right? Now this is up to the people, if they're not greedy, if they're not disgusting people, etc., etc. Like yeah, you can have it all. And that visual of them picking apart his body. And they're like, no, we have one of those. And funny enough, everything on him is gone except for that. Wow. everything. Why did I help such weak, unambitious people? Because I loved them so much. Because I loved my people. Did I like? Okay. I don't know. A good question would be this was a really good backstory. It's a really good backstory. A good question that I have, and I would love to hear what people have to say about it, is that one, how I feel is that both sides are right and wrong. The Rashangs are more wrong than they are right, but they literally did what Haracha said. Now, that's just looking at it very basically, like they had to understand that Haracha is still an individual, like he's still a Rashang, he's still a person. So even if he says everything, have common sense to not ask and ask and ask and ask and ask, right? But then again, Haracha literally he doubled down. No, he said da da da. That's one. He doubled down. He doubled down on it. He doubled down on it. So when he says, when I read this, right? Why did I help such weak, unambitious people? And because I love them so much, like that's a sentiment that shows his heart. But this question, were they always unambitious? Were they always unambitious? Or did his proclamation and then his resolve and his ability to actually how can I say this right? Like his ability to actually make what he said come true, is that the reason why they became unambitious? Could they have been fine, but upon him saying like, okay, ask me for anything, and literally how he said it in the backstory, it started off as when things were truly dire and they would need something, they would ask him. But then upon him continuously being a reliable individual and going above and beyond for them, did it turn from we work for everything we have and Haracha helps us out when we need him, to changing that chain of thought of working for what we have to then Haracha's do it for us. He said he would. And he's already done X, Y, and Z for us. So why wouldn't he do all this for us? I'd love to see what people think on that. I really would. And that, like, when I look at it that way, it's like Haracha, like you were trying to be a good person, but you put your heart on the line too much. You were a little bit too nice. It's tough. It's tough. But those people, they're just an unruly people. They're just an unruly people. Unruly people. They're just unruly people. Fun fact, since you opened the webtoon page and finished reading the chapter, it got 1K likes. And since I started writing this message till now, it got 111 more. Okay, yeah. Okay, I can't read the comments because of Fast Pass. I'll never be able to read them comments then. I was gonna read the comments. I'd assume they were fighting before he did all that because some races actually fear them. Was that the case? I don't think they fought. I just think this was more so of a prejudice thing. I would say more so it's like a prejudice and a mixture of just being hunted because they're different. Sucks, but that's how it happens. You could argue it's 50-50 since Haracha's character showed their race's greed when he said that there are a lot of other races whom are wealthier than they are and they won't stop, right? Right, like even Haracha's like his mindset is a reflection of the people. I have to take that into consideration as well. Right? All right, I have to take that into account as well. Like Haracha is a reflection of the people he comes from. So he is only thinking that way, right? It was nobody's fault since they are all to blame. Well, then that means somebody's to blame. I wouldn't say it's nobody's fault. It's a shared fault. The blame can be equally placed. I would say the blame could be easily placed. Mainly the people for being greedy, but Haracha made them a promise, and he delivered on said promise. Like his promise is what spoiled the people. So it's like yes. It's like, yeah, Haracha, like he's just trying to do good, but he damn sure didn't help the situation. He enabled them. He enabled them. We got to call it straight. He didn't help it out. He seen there was an issue with what he was doing. He didn't like it. Like he didn't like what was happening. He didn't like what was happening, and he didn't like how the people were acting. He didn't say a damn thing. He just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. Never said anything. Right? Like, but I mentioned that, random boy. Like big picture. Yes, Racha's the one to blame because he's the one that invaded and started the trickle down from the beginning. But upon that, it's like Yasracha came in, added influence, and then left them to their own devices to see exactly what would happen, kind of like an experiment. And from that point on, they equally were just like wrong. Cause Haracha easily could have just been like, "Hey, yo, y'all are bugging." Like before it got to this, before it got to them having orgies in the courtyard, running around with no clothes on, being greedy. Like before it got to this, Haracha could have done something. He absolutely could have done something. It burdened him, and he never said anything. That's the whole thing. Right? Maybe the fact that he never complained about them being weak / unambitious is what triggers the question at the end. So it would be that case, not that they were always unambitious. That's what I'm saying. Like what he's saying at the end, like calling them an unambitious people. I was like, are they unambitious or were they a working people? Were they fine? Right? Goodness. Like when we're looking at this and we're looking at them just being here and they're like a village, and like were they fine, and then what's his face, upon Haracha actually like doing all of these things for them. Like can you imagine if one individual said that, like one individual, like this evil malevolent, is it malevolent? Yes, malevolent being came down, attacked you and all your people, all your loved ones, all your friends, your entire like everyone around you attacked, and then one individual say is the reason why it stopped, and then that one individual like went above and beyond, and through this one person he changed everything. Look how they were living. Well, we can't really see how they were living, but look at what they're wearing, look at where they're at, right? Look at where they are. Like, look at where they are, how they would live, how they lived seemingly. And look at what they went to. They went from being in the forest, right? They went from being in the forest to freaking, look at these structures. They had full on cities, and like that one individual did that for you. And then if he does that for you and then says this, right? Sorry for the fast scrolling. I'm sorry. Let me get there. Right? Because this is at like this right here. This moment happens after he's already joined Yasracha. All that stuff. It's already like all that stuff has already happened. Look, and they literally say that this is why I'm leaning back to Haracha. Like I'm leaning back to him, because they literally say, why don't you stop? Like why don't you stop? And it's like they had their worries for him, right? They had their worries for him. They necessarily didn't need everything that he gave them. So, and he went, at that point, they're fine. They're satisfied. Literally, like they're literally saying we're satisfied. Essentially, just like come home. And he's like, I really can't come home, right? I really can't come home. All right, it's like I really can't come home. I'm gonna keep fighting, but then he triples, like double to triple downs on this. Like, it's to the point where if you're so worried for him and he's not worried for himself, but then he's like, I'm gonna do everything for you. Just let go all those worries. I'll do it for you. And they actually do. Like they actually did. They listened to him. I always lean back more to him. They listen to him. Now, I still can, like, the people are wrong. Like, greed is never the answer. But they literally did as he said. And it just went wrong. It went wrong and went out of control. So that's why I don't agree with this statement whatsoever. I don't agree with that one. But I feel this one. I don't agree with this, but I feel this. Even though I don't vibe with that. Good backstory. That's a really good backstory. It's very thought-provoking. It's very thought-provoking. I really like that. I really like that. Wow. And then with Hansun, there's something there, but I don't have the bandwidth, and it's so vague. Like everything about Hansun right now, it's just so vague. Everything we get about him is vague. We get incomplete meanings. We get statements that have no backstory to it. Right? We get a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, toxic love, absolutely. Like we get a bunch of stuff like that. So like there's nothing in what anything Hansung has said, like outside of conversing actually isn't a word, I guess. Conversating, there's like no, conversating isn't a word, converse is a word. I don't know, one of them ain't a word. That's all I know. One of the ones I said ain't a word. The translation I read was the 10 great family heads that abandon their humanity in return for immortality. I'm just a finite fragment that wants to destroy them. I'm the only person who wants to destroy the leader of the 10 great families for turning his back on morality and choosing lawlessness. Both work. Right. Both work in my opinion. Because they did like it both work. It's just one, like when you bring up immortality, it just doubles down on like on that stuff, on just about what the 10 families did and all that good stuff. I don't think the I'm the only person part is correct. It seems weird, but it kind of feeds into Hansung's personality. Right? Especially if he feels like, especially if his mission is from an individual that is something greater. Isn't there like speculation that Hansung got a mission from someone super important to do something, and that's what he's on his mission to? So if that's the case, then him saying something like, I guess I'm the only person, especially if the mission came from someone that's super influential or super important, I guess, like this statement, like this version of this translation doesn't bother me. Just kill that thing with fire. If you see a cat smiling if you see a cat smiling as it looks down on you, there's only 3 scenarios. Your carpet, and it's waiting for you, waiting to see if you act like her slave. Your neck looks extra juicy when you sleep. A demon took her place. Oh my gosh. This stream shouldn't. No, 100% it should not. Like, I take certain precautions with content and just being free. Like the My Hero stream got taken down because I really wanted to. Like I didn't have to, but I really showed a Godzilla clip. It's the only reason why it got taken down. It should be up in a little bit, but that's the only reason why the My Hero stream got taken down, because I needed to show a Godzilla clip to make my point about a character, and I really didn't have to, but so I could show a visual. But the sidetrack stream, like that reason why the stream went down, I expected it to go down. I expected copyright strikes. That's the point of that stream. But content, no. Content, no. On this one, I disagree. This one intrigues me more than what your translation was. The one that you said. This one intrigues me more. That one just feels like more of the same. Like, this translation just feels like more of the same. Like, how many streams have we sat after we read a chapter and talked about the 10 great families? Oh gosh, the 10 great families and what they did and the immortality pact and their climb on the tower. Like that sounds like just more of the same. To get this, like, I guess you could say I'm the only person who wants to destroy the leader of the 10 great families for turning his back on morality and choosing lawlessness. This is something, like, I feel like that hints to even something else. Like Hansung saying that is right. Hansung saying like this translation to me just feels like more of the same. Like, he's a finite fragment that wants to destroy them. Yeah, we know there's multiple people that want to take right there. We know that there's more than one. Like, there's more than one organization. Like, I'm not gonna say there's more than one organization that wants to take down jihad, but we know that there's a lot of people that don't want jihad to be in power. They won't say anything though. FUG is the only actively people trying to take jihad down, but they really don't want to. So that's why, and for me, it just feels like that's more of the same. That's more of like the wavelength that we all thinking on. Like, of course Hansung wants to do that. We got all that stuff on the hidden floor about him, and just like all the issues he has. That's why with this translation, it feels different. Just a little different to me for him to be like, I'm the only person who wants to destroy the leader. Like, he isolated Jihad in that. And for something like for turning his back on morality and choosing lawlessness, like I don't know. That one kind of has like a little pepper to it. I like that. Like I like that one. If it has like a little pepper to it, I like that one. That one just feels like more of the same. I felt like I could have wrote that line. That feels like a fan translated that line. I'm thinking about it. It feels like a fan that's been translating for a while has their own translation of it, and that's how a fan would translate that line, because you would sneak that point, you would sneak that in there. I don't know. Yeah, he has an issue with John. Even some of the leaders of 10 families have issues with him. Well, to be honest, as a ranker, you are immortal as you don't age, right? If you stay out of the path of some of Ari Hisoka, and you are not, is that supposed to be Ari Hana? Is Ari Hisoka an individual that I just don't remember? You're not the same person as a grumpy smoker, you should be fine. I'm of the mind that the red light princes are fragments of Jihad. That's why I'm interested in it. He looks very similar to the princes and even has a red hairpin that's the same color as the rings. I don't know. Think so? Hold on, I need to do something. Just to ease my brain. Hold on. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. I really don't have that many pictures of this man. I don't know. I've never thought that Hansung looked like one of them. Like, they've all distinctively looked like each other, and they all look like Jihad. Right? It's something like they all have looked like Wang looks like the glimpse of like captain or boss that we've seen. And they look like what a kid, like the Hell Train Data Jihad version looked like. They did. Hansung doesn't kind of look like that. Even when he was in the like Data Hansung doesn't look like that. I don't know. That's why I never thought of that. That's why I don't know. A part of my brain has some sneaky suspicion that Hansung received the mission from like Arlen or something to do something, or received the mission from someone that was exiled, or it's just something like that. It's just something like that. I don't know. That's what I was just thinking. I feel like he has some mission from someone that used to be with them, was exiled somehow, some way, or destroyed by Jihad, that has some really strong relevance to them, and eventually we'll figure it out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Hansung looked very much like a few female characters that we've seen in the series so far. Um, I shared if you're in the Discord, if you scroll up high enough in the music recommendation, you should find the playlist. I don't think I've updated it since the time I put it in there. I need to remember if I actually did. It would have been a while ago. I feel like I did drop it in there though. I don't think I've updated it since then. If I have, it's been like a track or two. It's been like a track or two that I've tossed in there. Or no, I shouldn't have to worry about that. If it's a link, then it would be the updated version. I feel like I did. If not, hold on. One second. Where is it? Right here. Scroll to the bottom. Yeah, should be all there. Paste, enter. It's in the Discord. It's in the music recommendation section. All the songs in this playlist. I just like to speculate. I get you, Maltz. I get you. Not gonna lie, this bomb panel didn't look as epic on mobile. This bomb panel is clean. I'm sorry that it didn't come across that well for you. This bomb panel is really dope. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. You made a reference. I get you. I was referring to white. Gotcha. That makes sense now. Yeah, that makes so much more sense now. My bad. I missed it. Anyways, did you read my comment on Calivan? I feel like I did pipe, but we've talked about so much since then. I can't tell you. Oh, you're talking about did you was it the first stream? Did you watch the whole stream, the whole first stream, or it was the stream you weren't there for? I know that. We talked about it. We talked about it like at nauseum at like the end of one of them streams. You weren't there. I want to say it was the first one, right? Or was the second one? Yeah, it was a weird spot to talk about it. Oh my bad. Yeah, we did talk about it. We were like looking at the board, looking at one of the one of the things. X, no one is gonna entertain your comment. Let it go. Yeah, about Calivan on the map. Like he's literally next to the exit, and it's probably just because of what they it's probably gonna be it's probably just what Yasracha told Calivan, because Yasracha was like I really don't want you to participate in this game. So if you just like agree to play this game, I'll make sure you get to lie break. So he probably just put Calivan at the exit so that Calivan could just get out of the way, because Yasracha wants no parts of that. He's like, yes, Racha knows that Lybrick 100% 100% made a mistake, and he's like, I'm not a part of this. I'm not a part of this, so you can go on ahead. Ooh, that felt good. I want to see what Calivan's doing. Well, I want to see what the rest of the captains are up to. Ooh, where is Hansun gonna go? Does anyone remember the rules? Do you get to choose where you go? I don't remember. You get to choose where you go, correct? More words. When you obtain a mouse in the cat tower, can you choose which captain you go to, or is it random? I don't remember that in the rules. Okay, you can choose where you go. Okay. I wonder what does Hansun go to Bomb because Bomb is irregular regular, or does he go to Yvonne Kell because of just the relationship that they have? I don't think he goes to Yama because the whole thing would be, why would anyone in the cat tower choose anyone else to go to but Bomb? These are rhetorical questions, just in case for Fast Pass. People read Fast Pass, but it's like, why? Like, in my brain, if we're looking at our four captains being the essence of bravery, former 4th Commander Corps of Jihad's army, Calivan, the infernal Yvonne Kell, who has an ancient inside of her, and Baylord Yama, the 8th Slayer, 7th Slayer, 8th Slayer. I forgot which numbered Slayer he is. The Slayer. Right? Lord of the Cage. And then C rank Bomb. Which one do you go? Like, in my brain, when I'm like breaking it down, like if I would be in the cat tower, I would be like, why would I pick anyone else but Bomb? Like, in my brain, for some reason, Bomb would be the one. It would be Bomb and Yama would be the first ones in my head that would have the toughest time, because Yasracha has an issue with Yama and Bomb is an irregular regular. Like, he's the weakest of the 4 captains. He has the least stamina of the 4 captains. I 100% say that. Like, his potential, like his upside, he's the strongest person in on the 52nd floor. Like, his max potential, he's an irregular. So he's the strongest one, right? He's the strongest person on the 52nd floor. I'll go as far as saying that. He has the absolute ability, just because of him being an irregular. Just for that reason alone, I don't feel like getting into specifics. That he has the greatest upside. But as it stands right now, he has the least stamina. So I would want to go support him as much as possible, so that he doesn't die out, so we can get past Yasracha's stupid games. Right? So we could get past Yasracha's stupid games and he can keep fighting. It's underrated channel. I appreciate you, X. Is that 2? Yes, that is. Yama's the 7th. Okay, thank you. I wouldn't think of Calivan either. Get me as far away as possible from him. All right, Malt. See ya. Have a good one. Appreciate you for stopping by. Yeah, I wouldn't what's his face? I wouldn't think of Calivan. And then I would have to think of Yama. It would, in my order, it would be Bomb, Yama, and then Yvonne Kell. Because Yvonne Kell is Yvonne Kell. And just, I already stated those reasons. Just because of what Bomb, like who Bomb is. And where he's at currently. And just knowing that, yes, Racha would probably come up with some foolery for Yama to deal with. So yeah. Yeah. That's what I would do. I'd see White going for Caliban to finish this fight. Can you imagine that? That'd be funny. Like, well, the two teammates are technically fighting each other. That'd be funny. That would be funny. 6:10. How long have we been streaming? An hour and a half? I think it's a good place to stop it. Yeah, I think this is a good place to stop it. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna finish up. Yeah. Do I have anything else to do today? I kind of do. Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah, I gotta finish that. I got some stuff to do. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. My bad, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. Another good chapter. This backstory for Haracha was so good. Like, it was so good that it really made me like really think about it. It really made me think about it. Yes. IQ should be tomorrow. It should be going down tomorrow. IQ should be going down tomorrow. Only IQ should be happening tomorrow, so that should be fun. And nothing Wednesday. And then Thursday, Shaman King and Haikyuu should be happening. So yeah. And then Friday would be Only the World Ends With You, and Saturday would be Saturday as usual. And yeah. So yeah, we're good. Calibro's already done with his game, and White just shows up out of nowhere. That'd be yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Fun, he says. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right, so I'm definitely getting out of here. Sorry. I suck at ending streams if you haven't noticed. I say this constantly. I should have said this earlier, but for everyone that's watching and that's not typing in the chat, I appreciate you. I really do. We'll be back here tomorrow for Haikyuu. Off Wednesdays, and then Thursday will be Shaman King and Haikyuu. So if you're interested in Ryu, you're there. So if you're interested, swing back on by for those. But if not, catch you back here next Monday for episode 73. So thank you. Appreciate you. Catch you next time. Peace out.